now for our guest. Platinum-selling singer and songwriter Holly Ray has made a name for herself in the local music scene, becoming a fan favorite across different cities. So the Afro-electric house artist from Durban signed her first deal by the age of 13. This was followed by the release of her debut album, Strawberry Skies, in 2010. And this year, she broke boundaries by becoming the first woman to win Record of the Year at the SAMA Awards since the late legendary Brenda Fassie. So her music video for Deeper has had an incredible 5.7 million views on YouTube with no signs of slowing down. Have a look at this.
Deeper, deeper, deeper to your love. I'm falling harder, 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 harder than before.
To the love.
Thanks so much for having me.
So firstly, a huge congratulations are in order. I mean, when they called out your name for Album of the Year, what went through your mind? You must
I
have been
just
so excited.
sat there, for about 5 seconds. My manager who's sitting next to me was like, it's you, stand up and go get your award kind of thing. And I was like, no ways.
Incredible.
I was the only female in the category to begin with. And there are just so many incredible artists in the category that I just really didn't expect it at all, being kind of like the underdog.
Yeah, but how do you feel that you're the only woman since Brenda Fassie to win Album of the Year?
Yeah.
Like when I read that, I thought, what has happened to all the other female artists and why would they not? It's quite crazy, actually.
It is. It's kind of like a bittersweet thing for me. Like everyone says, aren't you so happy? And I'm like, I am, because it's great to be able to break that sort of trend.
Sure.
But at the same time, it shouldn't have taken 20 years.
I know, I agree with
we have
you.
incredible female artists and incredible songs by female artists. Why have they not won?
Yeah.
So I hope that this does mark a change in the industry and that we'll see more females taking more awards.
Exactly. What other artists do you enjoy in South Africa? Do you have huge favorites?
Well, Brenda Fassie, the reason why it's such a big deal for me is because I'm such a big fan of Brenda Fassie. But there's so many artists, specifically female artists at the moment, I think, who I'm such a big fan of because of what they're doing to change the conversation around female artists, like Shoma Josie, Gigi Lemaine, even, your Simi, and specifically in house, which is the music I do, I think we're starting to see female artists, not just vocalists.
Exactly. So I want to know a little bit more about you. So where are you from? Where did you grow up? What was your upbringing like?
I grew up in Durban, from sunny Durban. It's very laid back in Durban.
I know, I
all of us are really
love Durban.
chilled. I go to Joburg for a week and it's like I get anxiety because everything's so fast.
I totally know the feeling and I'm from there.
Yeah, I went to boarding school in the Midlands and that's where my love of music came from because I was never sporty, so music was my extramural activity. So I really got to really throw myself into music and it was always a big part of my life and who I was and how I expressed myself. And I started writing music from about 12 and then...
You were signed at 13?
Yeah.
That is crazy. Did you go into a record label office and then just kind of sit there and what was your pitch like?
I didn't have a pitch. I was just performing in small little venues around Durban.
And you got discovered.
Exactly. There was a record label exec at one of my shows on a Saturday. On the Monday, they phoned my parents and my mom and was like, hey, we'd like to give your daughter a deal.
So when you had to go and perform at all these clubs, your parents obviously had to go with you because you were underage to be there.
So everywhere they served alcohol, my mom had to go with me and my mom managed me for a while because of that. But then when I turned 18, she was like, okay, thank goodness, I'm done. I don't have to do clubs, I don't have to do anything anymore. But she's always been really supportive of me. I'm very close with my mum. I was raised by a single mum, so it has always just been me and my mum. And I think my family, I wouldn't say is musical, but they love music. They can't really play any instruments or really sing anything, but they appreciate and love music. I think music came from boarding school, and it's always been, like I said, a big part of who I am.
So was house music even when you were 13? So when you first got signed, was it house as well?
No, I got signed. I'd always loved house music, and the music I was making was quite experimental and crossover. When I got signed, the record label suggested that I do pop music, because that's kind of the box that I fit into, and I had the look and the feel and everything to do pop. But when I got to about 16, I realized I don't want to make this music anymore. It's not what I listen to. I can't make pop music when I'm listening to house music. Exactly. So I did a complete flip. I changed to house music, and I actually signed to Soul Candy a year after I started making house music.
Yeah, Soul Candy's amazing.
And I'd grown up listening to the Soul Candy sessions and the mixtapes. So it was one of the biggest honors of my career to be offered a deal at Soul Candy.
Yeah, that is huge. I'm friends with Harrell, who owned Soul Candy, and so it's such a treat having him as a friend to send you music all the time.
Yeah, you get the quality music.
Exactly. I heard, is this true, that in order to get people to listen to your demos, you went and handed out CDs at the taxi rank?
Yes, I did.
Tell me that story.
So I was struggling to get my music on radio, and I was struggling to get performances.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would give my music to the taxi drivers, and then I'd print flyers with all the download codes for MTN and all of that, and stick it on the back of the seats in the taxi.
Amazing.
So people would listen to the music and then have the download codes in front of them. And that's how I did really well on downloads. I paid for all my varsity fees through my download income before, because obviously now with Deeper, it's a whole different story.
It's amazing.
Before, that's how I paid for all of my tertiary education.
That is amazing. It's so inspiring. Kids, are you watching this? That is incredible.
Yeah.
What did you study? Music?
No, I did a BA in communication psychology and English, and I did my honors in culture communication and media studies.
But you're going to be a musician for the rest of your life. Stick with that. No,
it's not
you don't
a backup
need a plan B.
Yeah, everyone says, is it a backup plan? No, I just did it to grow my mind. It wasn't a backup plan, because this is plan A and there's no other plan. You know?
That's fantastic. Now, how does it work? Do you write the song, or do you the lyrics, and then do you produce the music, or do you find DJs, or how does it work? I need to know.
I think every song is really different. Each song takes its own journey. For Deeper, it was really a collaboration process with the producer who produced it. He came with kind of the bones of the track. We went into studio and we created this amazing piece of music. Sometimes I write lyrics and then I say to someone, okay, let's make music for that. Sometimes the music inspires the lyrics. But I always feel for me, the one thing I stick to is making sure that the music and the lyrics tie together. So the music tells the story of the lyrics and the lyrics tell the story of the music.
And where does it come from? I'm always so fascinated by how these words and the melody just comes to people.
To be honest, I wish I could say, there's a secret place inside I go into, and I don't really know, it just happens. But I think that music is something that's within everyone, whether it's really, really aggressively out there or with just within you. And I think that all of us express ourselves and relate to music differently, and musicians are just able to tap into that and harness that. That's all I think is the difference. How
do you get to choose who you collaborate with? And I mean, are you guys all friends, or do you just slide into some DJ's DMs hi Black Coffee, I want to be a vocalist on one of your tracks?
It's kind of a combination of everything. I think now being out there more, you get to meet so many more musicians, and I get to collaborate with so many people who I'm such a big fan of. Before it was just DMing people all the time, please just give me a shot. Now it's a little bit of a different conversation. A lot of people DM me. I think I've just worked with DJ Mshega. He DM'd me, and we just made this a beautiful piece of music. And then sometimes you meet people at events, and I've just been able to make incredible friends in the music industry who are like-minded musicians with the same sort of direction and musical conversation.
Yeah, back to your award. I mean, what does it feel like to be received so well by, people in the music industry and by your fans?
It's amazing. I mean, this was the only award that was fan-voted on the night. So to be appreciated by my fans in that way, I went platinum a week before, and that was like, that's people buying your music.
Yeah.
That's people really investing in you. And then for them to vote for me for Record of the Year was incredible. What I did in December is I did like 52 shows in December, and everywhere I went, I tried to connect with my fans, like do meet and greets and say thank you so much for investing in me. And so when the time came for the voting, I just said, hey guys, we support me. And there were fans who sent me videos of them going door to door in their communities, getting everyone to vote. And
that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm just really grateful for everything.
And you're such a hard worker. 52 shows in December. You're basically the next Avicii. Just take care of yourself, young lady.
Yeah, just a bit crazy. I have an amazing team though, so it makes it a lot easier.
Good. How are you in the kitchen?
I come from a foodie family.
Okay.
So in terms of like the rest of my family, I'm the worst cooker. But in terms of like the rest of the world, I'm a pretty good cook, I think.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, most of my family like chefs and like have cookbooks and all that stuff, and I'm just there like scrambling eggs.
I heard that your secret talent is that you know how to flip pancakes.
I'm a
or omelets,
brilliant
I suppose, in that
pancake
case.
flipper.
Brilliant. So she's definitely the best pancake flipper that you've ever seen. But I wonder if that's all that she can do in the kitchen. After the break, we put her in the lion's den as we make low-carb chicken enchiladas.